were you replaying how you were treated, just not as strongly, or like what came from your childhood you believe that you would do with your own children? Like you'd get upset at them if they weren't perfect, or like how do you think
That's
it
a
manifested?
good question. Yeah, I was raised by parents that were very strict and very controlling in ways. And so the way I played this out with my children is doing the exact opposite. I didn't have good boundaries with my children. I basically wanted to let them completely free. And then, of course, they would always cross the line, right? So, because in the end, I did have boundaries, but I didn't want to give them because I didn't want to be that strict. But when they would cross it after a while, I felt my anger coming up of not being heard and not being seen as a child, right? And I kept repressing it and I kept basically building up that pressure like a pressure cooker. And then the lid flew off, right?
Okay.
But that anger wasn't actually, that anger there was only there to protect myself from the hurt that I felt as a child and that I couldn't access. And so when I did emotional repression inquiry, what happened is that those stories fell away. So I'm not getting triggered anymore. And I can just give boundaries from the beginning. And I can communicate clearly to my children what are my needs and what matters to me. And I realized I didn't even do that in the beginning. I didn't set those boundaries. So of course they would break them because I didn't express them in the first place. And what happened with reversing hurt repression is that I'm barely getting triggered. Those stories, believing that I'm not good enough and that my needs don't matter or I'm not important, those have no charge anymore in the body. Those are away. So it's just incredible freedom that has come in its place because we have a communication and my kids are 12 and the other one is turning 14 next week. And we have a fantastic relationship because we communicate everything together.